You've been eaten by a collector worm!
Collector worm!
I'm just trying to find out if
I don't
it
have
gives
a cool
us,
cobra in the background.
if it gives us a link, and it really doesn't, but that's okay.
Are you posting it so everyone can come and
I'm going to try to post
Yeah,
it, but it's going to make everything all crazy.
I don't have a cool cobra in the background.
Oh, no. Stop that. Stop it.
But now...
There we go. The thumbnail's horrid, but, I mean, it'll do. All right. And I think there we are. I don't know how many people are watching or anything like that because I really can't see, you know, anything.
Where is it being streamed?
It's on YouTube on Archon's Corner.
YouTubes.
YouTubes. The tubes of you.
YouTubes. Okay. I found the YouTubes.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
It's like Pornhub, buddy, but less boobs.
Yeah. Oh no, you can find plenty of boobs on YouTube. Don't worry.
But less boobs.
If that's
never heard of that. What is this you speak of?
Yeah.
Boobs?
Boobs.
Archons.
And I didn't set up a chat or anything to be showing on screen or nothing, so my bad.
Okay. I can see it.
You can see it. You should be. It's gonna have a delay. Just FYI, YouTube's delay is quite. I don't want to say cumbersome, but it's there. Just know that. Can I pop out this chat? I wonder if I can. I can pop out the chat. Oh, that's baller.
Got it. Yeah, it's super delayed. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be delayed. That's just how the tubes of you work.
Why does it say? What does it got? It's got names in the lower right. What does that mean?
Oh, that's the people. So like Diabolical Tutor was the last one to cheer. Children of the Tentacle was the last one to subscribe. Rickster was the last one to subscribe. One's follow, one subscribe.
Hey, I want it known.
I get my game face on here.
Get your game face on there.
I want it subscribed on the YouTubes.
You can subscribe.
I did.
Oh, you did right now?
No.
Or you already did before?
That was last week.
Oh. Yeah, well, it'll play a fun little thing. Here, I'll show you. Like, if somebody were to subscribe, it does this. And then Dan will see it eventually, like 20 minutes later.
I'm not seeing. I see literally your Wookiee sign.
Oh. Are you on
Garibbed.
Are you on YouTube or no? Or are you just watching me?
No.
Oh, okay.
You want me on YouTube too?
There's Dan. Dan finally subscribed to the YouTube. No, you don't have to be on YouTube. I was just showing you some of the cool stuff. Dan finally subscribed. It only took him forever, but that's cool. Whatever, Dan.
I think you're like my third subscription.
Oh, third? Yeah, that's right. You don't like YouTube.
I don't know if I want to commit to this. This is shit. Jump.
Hey, quit showing off bad habits there, Smokey. Let's roll.
Oh, no, I'll be vaping. It's not a bad habit. It just is a habit.
Bad habit.
It's a bad habit. So is having that scruffy-ass thing on your face.
This is my goatee.
What?
Yeah, I have a goatee now. See?
All right.
Oh, you can't see.
I see you in profile.
Yeah, you can't see me. That's just where my camera is set up, so.
I looked at buying one of those ridiculous chairs, but they're all on, like, back order or some shit.
Yeah, I bought this right before.
Hey, look at that.
I bought this right before quarantine, so I got it in time. Like, legitimately right before quarantine hit, so I got it in time. So. We all good to go. We'll go like 20 seconds of silence like we normally do, and then go from there.
I can see you.
Yeah, I'm there. Oh. These guys, Dan, they know it's you. I bought this right before. Oh, Ed, you're watching me too? Oh, it's loud.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Are we ready to go? We're ready to go, right? Dan, you're done typing in chat?
I mean, I almost kind of want to keep here just to see that amazing yellow shirt.
Yeah, dude, this shirt's baller. I don't know what.
Okay.
I bought this shirt to go to Indy with
Stop
Dan.
harassing the Wookiee.
I went to this shirt to go to Indy with Dan, and then I got sick. So, anyways, here we go. We'll do 20 seconds of silence, and then we'll go. All right, guys, what's going on? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE. It's another week. It's another house, and we're joined here by the two fellas this week. No Z this week. Z's on assignment, but we have one Mr. JR.
Hello, keyboard.
Oh, and then, Dan. He's there. Dan, are you there?
Still here.
Still here. Okay. I saw your mouth moving.
It's okay,
nothing was coming through.
It's okay, Eeyore.
Yeah, but we're going through Sanctum this week as voted on by you guys. Sanctum actually only winning by a very slim margin. It was 53 point something percent to like 47 point something percent. So very, very small margin. I think it was only a hand, like 10 votes or something Sanctum won by. I'm not sure why everybody wants to go through Sanctum. I think we kind of already know what we're going to find in here. But hey,
woohoo! Sanctum!
Let's do it.
There is a ridiculous amount of love out there for Sanctum. Armor's cool and all, and their pictures are neat, but man, do they stink.
The idea of the house is, like, I think the best idea for a house, besides Mars. I like Mars. I like the little green men kind of thing. But I think the idea of Sanctum is, like, it's a very cool idea. But, like, just in execution, they don't work. Like, whatever. So, you guys ready to go through some cards?
Let's do it.
Again, we're not going to go through cards we've already gone through just for the sake of time. And then not only that, if we do find cards that we do now that the whole set's basically been revealed, if we go through anything, it'll be kind of as a little refresher. So anyways, we know Dark Ember Vault will be in Sanctum. We've already gone through Ardent Hero, which we've me and Z have discussed as a very, actually maybe it was me and JR. I think Ardent Hero is going to be a pretty good card. I don't know if he'll be game breaking, but pretty decent. We've gone over Bulwark, and we get into our first kind of new card that we're seeing, Burning Glare. It enhances your deck with 1 damage icon, Pip of Ember every time you play it. It is an action, stun an enemy creature, or stun each enemy mutant creature. JR? JR?
Well, you have the amber that's there, that's being added somewhere else. I definitely, with the decks that are out there, I like the stun feature the more and more we get further into sets. So I'm enjoying that. I guess the interesting piece is stun each enemy mutant creature. So in sealed, it's going to have a little bit more power and coming in at common. Out of the new cards, this is one that's good with it.
What you got, Dan? Tell me why you hate this card so much.
Because it's in Sanctum?
Oh, well, that's a good...
this card makes an Amber Pip, throws an Enhance out. It's okay in set because mutants. Other than that, just stun a single creature with an Amber Pip. You'd rather have no Amber and Tremor probably to get something useful going on, but it's okay. It's not special, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's really anything special. I think you'll see a lot of sealed play with a lot of the mutants out there, possibly. But I don't know. In Archon, I don't think you're really going to see this doing anything of much. But it does give you a Pip of Ember, so
Amber Vault. I'll take my Ember and walk away.
Why do you want to go back to Dark Ember Vault?
Because it's in Sanctum.
Why do you want to go back to Dark Ember Vault?
Because it's in Sanctum.
Why do you want to go back to Dark Ember Vault?
Well, because that one is going to be really powerful, and there have been multiple decks with multiple Dark Amber Vaults in them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get 2 of them, and now all those mutants you're playing are +4 power, and you're drawing 2 cards every time you play one.
Yeah.
Like, that's something to watch out for.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about Dark Ember Vaults a few times now.
Yeah, but now we know they can come in multiples.
Yeah.
That's
which is
cool.
kind of a big deal.
And with something like a Rad Penny that cycles itself back in, woohoo! It's too bad QMax isn't a mutant, because that would be even way crazier.
They're not?
No, he's just a robot.
I'd have to go back and look. I honestly don't remember.
But I think Dark Amber Vault's going to be something you have to think about, because it's a one-sided effect, and it's real powerful.
Is it one-sided? After you play yeah, sure is.
After you play and each friendly.
That is a one-sided effect. That's a little bit different. But that's going to be something that's in every house, right? Dark Ember Vault?
Has a chance of showing up in every house.
Correct? Right. So it's not just, I mean, it shows Star Alliance here. That's probably just the image we have. And I know we went through it when we went through Dis, I actually think, didn't we?
We've talked about it a few times.
We've talked
about it. Or mentioned it a few times, but I think it becomes a lot more interesting when you think about it in multiples.
Yeah.
Right?
What is its rarity?
If you're given things +4 power, that's, I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of giant creatures, but when you're talking about turning all those combo creatures from 3s, 4s, 5s into 7s to 9s, that's going to be some significant flexing on the field.
Yeah. And what things you have of this, the better chance you have of pulling it early and being able to play it consistently through the game.
For sure. That's I mean, multiples is always a big deal. So
I think if there's 2, sooner or later we're going to see 3.
And then sooner or later 4?
No, I don't think you'll ever see more than 1 per house. I don't know if any of those doubles are 2 in the same house. I think it is
linked, so I don't know if that means that in the
No, that just means it's special. It doesn't actually mean it's linked.
Special rarity. But I don't know if that... See, but we saw double time traveler. Yeah, we've seen doubles in a house. I mean, I think
maybe it could happen. I don't know. I think that card is going to be that. I mean, all these ones with doubles, I think the most I've heard about is 4 mutants in them, so none of them are crazy good yet, but this could result in...
We're not finding anything bananas.
BT quality deck.
Okay. Couple of reprints coming up. Champion NFL is getting a reprint, and so is Cleansing Wave. So we all know what those fun cards do. Let's move on to Commandeer. I've been practicing that all week. Commandeer, because I knew I'd pronounce it wrong. Pip-November every time you play it. Action, play for the remainder of turn. After you play another card, a friendly creature captures 1. This plus Dark Ember, what is it? Dark Ember Vault, right? Yeah, Dark Ember. I keep wanting to call it Dark Ember Portal, but I know that's wrong. Dark Ember Vault, maybe a possible combo?
Sure. I mean, it depends, again, how many mutant creatures you have. The problem that we still see fundamentally with Sanctum is capture. So it's fine. It's good amber control. We're always looking for amber control, but that is still my issue with this card.
Is the capture?
So this doesn't have the open-ended absolute awesomeness of the other every time you play, or like a library access or library card or whatever it is effect, because they only have so much amber to ever capture. So probably you're just gonna limit out at 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, whatever it is.
Correct. I think, I mean, we're really looking at what? Realistically 1 or 2 for here. So 2 is, I think, a reasonable piece. The other piece that this is not a library access is with library access, I can draw into more Logos cards. Here, I'm not drawing into you gaining more amber. So maybe sending a creature in.
This maybe synergizes with Logos in this set because it archives so much stuff that you might be able to build up enough of a turn to make this do something. But all in all, on its own,
yeah.
I like capture and sealed play when obviously if you're limited, because, you know, sealed play, you're not having a giant pool of decks where you got to kind of figure it out. But, you know, if it can save you a turn, we'll see. Well, we're not going to go through the knights. The knights are, again, all the knights are the same as all of the other, I guess, mutant creatures from each house. You know, the Demo steals, the Lycan has skirmish, and all that fun stuff. So it's really all the same. We're not going to really hit too much on those. Fangs of Gizelheart, I believe we've gone through already, no?
We talked about him, but he's still is a very important card in the set.
The Fangs of Gizelheart or Gizelheart himself?
Fangs of Gizelheart.
Okay.
This is an important card.
Well, tell me about it, Dan.
Well, it purges the most powerful creature, and with Gigantics, and several other ways to make very large creatures in Untamed. There's the other very big creatures in Dinos. Like, big creatures just are not that impressive because of this card.
Yeah. And the Purge, being able to go ahead and get around the Destroyed is really important. I actually saw earlier this week the first triple gigantic creature deck, which great. You pulled it. I don't think it's competitive, but with these gigantic creatures, a single card here with an Amber Pip is so flexible because, okay, you don't have a gigantic creature? Well, I'm just going to still take the most powerful creature.
Yeah.
I got to work a little bit that it's not mine, but for the fine with
this thing feels a little bit like the two cards that came out of Dis and AOA, Banish, and what's the other one that destroyed the weakest creature?
Oh,
right? Dis had the one Amber Pip destroy the weakest creature.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm zoning on the name.
Purges it. I mean, that is just potentially so good because you not only do you kill it, but you purge it.
And if it's a double creature, you're purging two cards, which I guess maybe is a double-edged sword, making their deck a little smaller for them by two cards in one house. But, you know, you're also making one card at least useless, because I don't think you can... I don't believe their coming allows you to unpurge a card. Even if it does, you're only taking one, so you're useless.
And then this also is purge, not destroy and purge, so
right.
It ignores destroy effects.
Interesting
bit to this card.
Yep.
Yeah, Call the Weak was the card that we were looking for. Call the Weak. Destroy the least powerful. Now, I'm going to tell
perfectly good, so I can't see how this card can be any worse.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you that for my adaptive deck that I played and took to day 2 of Shadow Worlds, both Banish are very, very, very underrated cards in my opinion. I really enjoy them, and they put a ton of work in for my deck.
For sure.
So, especially Call the Weak, fine, I have some limitation, but first creature, I can go ahead and just wipe it there for your enemy. So it can be some great control.
This card is everything that we wanted in Ides over in Dinos. This card at common versus Ides. I'll take 10 of these and no Ides. Thank you very much.
10 of them, huh? That's a lot.
10 of them. That's what I want.
Let's move into Font. Oh, we've already talked about Font to the Eye, but we'll quickly go over it. It is an artifact. Omni, if an enemy creature was destroyed this turn, a friendly creature captures one. So it's a much worse pile of skulls. Have we talked about General... I'm going to say it wrong. Is it Salvador?
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's Salvador. We went through that. I just want to put, for Font of the Eye, real quick, is there any reason that we had and just have it as pile of skulls? Is there...
I'm sorry, say that all over again?
I'm asking, we have pile of skulls for Brobnar. Why reiterate that here? Why does it need to be Omni with the ability of only one? Correct, because it's only happening once. Fine, you gave me Omni, but really? I get to do it once?
Gain you Amber? I don't know. The card's trash. I don't want it.
Anyway, alright, General Salvador. Let's do it.
General Salvador. Let's see. He's a 4-power, 2 armor creature. Human Knight. He enhances your deck with 2 capture.
4/2 is definitely enough that he's probably going to make it a turn to reap. enhanced 2 capture somewhere else in the deck isn't bad. I think as far as common creatures go, you're not going to be real sad to have this guy.
I don't think so. I mean, he's
Or
all right.
would you rather have him or Bulwark handing out a couple assault? I think I'd rather have this guy.
I don't want Bulwark. I'll take Bulwark, the original, the OG. I really don't want the new one.
That's what was interesting. Some people are going, like, they're really excited for Bulwark, and I'm like, no, the Assault 2 to rather have the 2 armor from the original. So I'm definitely in agreement with you guys. I think I'd actually, I mean, okay, General Salvador doesn't go ahead and help my neighbors, but the enhanced 2 capture could be beneficial from what's here. Ironically, I'm only seeing one of 2 for the common slot. So you have this General Salvador with the enhanced 2 capture, and then you have the one that was earlier with the 1 damage. Interesting, in the common slot, you can still see multiples of these.
Yeah.
So let's say I get 2 or 3 of them, I'm enhancing with 4 capture or 6 capture.
Yeah.
A lot of spot amber control.
Yes.
I think he seems like he's a pretty good card.
He seems decent. I mean, seems decent.
I mean, he's better than most of the combo creatures right in this. I think. I mean, what? You can have a 4/2 skirmish. I'd rather have him.
Yeah.
You can have... Actually, he's pretty big. The dino that comes down and can deal damage. I guess he's okay. I think I would still rather have him than the Destroyed Steel one, potentially. Because the Destroyed Steel one is just way too timey, and at 4/2, it's hard to trigger when you need it to.
Yeah.
So, again, I think this is a pretty good card with those 2 enhances, depending on where they end up. I'm happy with it. So, yeah.
How happy are you with Gizzleheart's Zealot? We've had a chance to play with him in the pre-made decks that they posted.
Yep.
I did not hate him.
Yeah, he wasn't I thought he was going to be absolute trash and useless. Gizzleheart's Zealot is a 4-power human knight. Gizzleheart's Zealot enters play ready and enraged.
Yeah, I mean, having played those pre-assigned decks, I am appreciating him a little bit more in the common slot. He offers a bit to be able to comes in. You're a little sad when you place him and you don't have another creature to go ahead and attack into a elusive creature, but
he is a common, so I mean, I think the deck that they built for us had 2 or 3 of them in there. I could be wrong with that. I don't remember, but I do remember kind of bashing in with some Gizzleheart Zealots and elusive, and then he kind of bashed in for the victory. So it was interesting. He got more play than I thought he would, because I kind of thought he was going to go down and then just die. You know, not my opponent wasn't going to kill him, but I was going to have to kill him because he's enraged. Now I got to fight a whole mess load of stuff, but he's kind of a creature that's almost instant spot removal. It's strange. It's just really weird. So I don't know.
I mean, he's kind of in some ways very similar to an action that says deal 4 damage to a creature.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what he is. You know, deal 4 damage to a creature. But
be around to do it again.
Yeah, he's a little worse because he can't get around taunt, and he can't get around, certain things. But yeah,
doesn't jump elusive.
He's basically a removal spell.
On the other side, he can go ahead and remove something 3 and under and still be left to potentially reap if they don't deal with it.
That's true.
So, I mean,
he's got his ups and downs for sure.
With taunt,
I think he's better than when we first talked about Sanctum, and
correct.
none of us are really happy with him. I think he's fine in the common slot. He actually works a little bit with Bulwark because you put Bulwark down and then put him down and use that effect right away. Aren't there still some fight do crap effects in Sanctum somewhere? You know, that makes it so you can play that card and maybe play this and do it the same turn, where usually you have your fight effect action cards with no creatures on board.
It is nice to see a house that wants to fight be able to drop and fight. You know what I mean? No.
All right. Well, yeah. So he's
no.
not as bad as we thought.
Yeah, I think he got a little.
Potentially, looking at his arc score, he's a little low.
1.3 you think's a little low?
Think might be a little low because he's going to be worth a third to a half. Half an amber.
Okay.
I think. I mean, like, I think his score is a little low. I think he's going to swing a little better than we were hoping or we were expecting. But
all right, so we're
move on.
Yeah, one of the creatures you were talking about is actually
yeah, here we go.
Coming up next.
Yeah.
So after you 4 power, 1 armor. After you fight with a creature, Lieutenant Gorgonio captures 1 amber. So again, there is some synergy. Hazelheart Zealots and looking at Bulwark as from earlier.
Right. All right, let's move into Lieutenant Garvinal. He's a 4 power, 1 armor spirit knight. After you fight with a creature, Lieutenant Garvinal captures 1. So a little bit of synergy with the Zealot, obviously, because you can put him down and at the same turn put the Zealot down and immediately capture 1. Unfortunately, it's 2 cards to do basically 1 thing, but it gets the job done.
I'm saying though, like, fight effects are often so terrible because play them and then you don't have anybody to fight with when you go to play it and they end up doing nothing. I don't particularly care for this card, but at least it does something.
It's okay.
It could do a whole lot. I mean, in the right deck, it will be a decent card, but I mean, it's one of those ones that's got to land, it's got to stick, and then it's got to be there, and anybody who can evaluate a deck is going to say, oh, that thing's going to do a lot of work because you have that Dino artifact that moves all that captured amber onto my guy.
Right. We've already gone through Seeker of Truth. I don't think there's any real need to go through him or her again. Have we gone through Smite? Yeah, we've already gone through Smite because it's a reprint. Again, not a reprint I've seen or really played with a whole ton. Squire Alice? Is it going to be Alice?
Alice.
We've already gone through Alice again. Play Capture 2.
I think it's Ailes because Ailes you have to have that card.
I don't think it's I think in a pinch, Capture 2 is not bad. In a pinch,
it's a crappy version of Abad.
It is.
I mean, it's just straight up a bad version of Abad. And
the only thing I'm ailing to see is there's no, and I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I did not see too much to protect in Shadows.
No, there's like scaling amber in this set is basically Anthony.
Right, it's not there. So a Capture 2, kind of a big deal, I guess. I mean, because if you're going up against Mass Mutation, like you said, there is no scaling Amber Steel. I think, does Logos still have... and I'm drawing... Again, now I'm drawing a blank on it again.
No interdimensional graph.
No ID. No ID.
No effervescent principle.
No, and no too much to protect. So, I mean, basically against a against a Mass Mutation deck, you're going to kind of be able to run. And especially decks that like to be able to run. I think going up against Mass Mutation, you're going to be able to just, legs down and just go. But Capture 2, I think it's going to do more work than we expect it to do, especially in Sealed. We'll see how it does.
Effervescent principle is back.
It is back. Okay.
It's there, so.
All right, let's go against the Gray Rider, which is a reprint. I think we all like the Gray Rider. I've never had a problem. Well, I've had many problems with it, but I never had a problem having it in a deck.
Decent card.
Amber Heart. Artifact. Action. Exalt, ward, and fully heal a friendly creature. We talked about this card when we were talking about Saurian.
I pulled the classic on this. I thought it was an action card. I had not thought about it in the reusability as an action of an artifact. So that I gotta roll my head around a little bit.
I'm not sure, only because you're basically is this not just free Ember for your opponent? I mean, it ward and fully heals, but you also have to put an Ember on him from the common supply. And with so you fight into him Gizzle Heart into removing the ward and then just kill him. And now you've got at least a free Ember. Maybe does work, maybe not. JR?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit hard for Amber Heart when I first saw it. I think it's slow in an artifact form. I think with the action, I think the potential for her to give away, there just is not a ton of. I don't want to be giving Amber away in this set.
Right.
I'm fine.
In this set, in any set, I don't want to give Ember away at all. You know.
And I think that's our issue with Sanctum as a whole, is that they're just stored Amber. I mean, the ward is nice. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of this, so it's gone down as I've played.
I haven't gotten to play with it, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to feel about it yet.
To be useful in some places, but it's
Ward plus
going to
fully
need
heal
a card
seems,
that makes it work, I think.
Yeah, wards plus fully heal seems pretty good, but exalt.
Yeah, I mean, like Paraguardian was exalt him, and then do his neighbors, and you would often do that even if his neighbors weren't very good. So wards are definitely worth some amount of Amber, and on the right card, this will definitely be useful.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of that, there's going to be plenty of times where it's not worth
It's
doing.
useless, yeah. A card we did talk about before we even went live. Angry Mob. 4-power human creature. Before fight, you may discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an Angry Mob or run out of cards. If you discard an Angry Mob this way, put it into your hand. JR, I know you wanted to talk about it. I'm not sure as what, but you did.
So it was interesting in doesn't have the linked rarity, but I've seen them popping up in a number of decks with multiples. And so
you will get a minimum of 2? I don't know. Is there only...
I mean, it makes sense with what the card text says that WOOKIE just read. Oh man. It's a way to be able to... but I don't think... I honestly don't see with the 4-power, with the before fight... I mean, if it could come out and I can attack right away, maybe, but I am not excited about this. Plague Rats, the other link previously, I mean, it's doing a damage for each of them. It's doing something immediate. This is extremely slow.
Do you think this is more Plague Rats or more War Grumpus? I think that's more like a War Grumpus.
I think it's more War Grumpus, and to be honest, War Grumpus, we just don't see it. It's poor.
Okay, there have been like 10,000 registered decks so far for Mass Mutation, and there is a 6 Angry Mob deck.
Okay, so there's one deck that has 6 of them for the 10,000 that we've seen, but that's you're looking at what, half of your deck, and so you're going to go them quickly. But what, you put them out? I mean, most of the damage that we're seeing in Mass Mutations is doing 3 damage. But are you trying to establish as like the whole idea of before fight? They have to fight. So they're fighting and then dying, and then you're cycling your deck over and over. You're not with what you want in Keyforge. You're not gaining Amber when they fight or when more joins. They just are there to go ahead and fight. This seems like this mechanic that I want to see. I don't want to see any Angry Mobs.
Okay, well, just for the fun, I just looked. There of the 10,604 decks have Angry Mobs. There is always at least 2 of them, but only 26 of those 604 or 28 or something had 2 angry mobs in it. So you most likely get 3 angry mobs. So when you're hating on this card, hate on it when you have 3 of them. So now I got to jump back to the card and think about it for a second. And if I have 3 of them in my deck, I hate this card. If I have 4 of them in my deck, I hate this card a little more.
That's where I'm at.
If you have 5, do you hate it even more?
If I have 2 of them in my deck, is when I hate it the least.
Is it a scaling hate level?
Oh god, I don't like this card.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like
the only place that I like this card with some, in theory, is with only 2 or 3 of them, right? And if you can do it where you're doing it, except you have to land them and then you have to fight with them, and then you're doing it the same way you did it in Coda, where you're using Sound the Horns to flip your deck over so you could arise everything out of it, right?
But there's no arise, is there? But there's a
there's the one that archives everything.
Yeah, it archives everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here with the best thing I see for this guy, and it's even slower than Sound the Horns or the Mars one. So I say this is trash.
Well, correct. Or Champions Challenge, where I'm going to go ahead and eliminate down to 1 fight. I mean, I don't like this card. I went to Gizzleheart. My play is you're going to play an artifact or an action card on turn 1, and I'm going to play Angry Mob and then Fangs, just so I can purge it. Because this card, oh man, I do not like it.
Okay,
so
here's my request. Everybody send us your Angry Mobs. And then we will take all the Angry Mob cards and we'll build torches out of them and we'll Angry Mob FFFG with them.
Yep.
By burning Angry Mobs at them.
Dan will actually sign Angry Mobs and send them back to you.
I am not a mob, but I can be angry.
All right, Baldric the Bold.
Baldric the Bold. 4 power, 2 armor. Is there a theme in this set of 4 power, 2 armor creatures in Sanctum? Jeez, I feel like I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, it makes standardized testing so good.
Can I say 1 with Angry Mob? I appreciate that it's at uncommon and not common. Thank you, FFG, on that. Yeah. All right, Baldric the Bold.
All right, 4 power, 2 armor creature, human knight. Before fight, if the creature Baldric the Bold fights is the most powerful enemy creature, gain 2. At least it's before fight. At least he didn't have to survive the fight. That seems like a total thing that would happen to him. Be like, oh, it's just a fight action. But at least it's before the fight. It does the check, and you can gain the 2, even if he sacks himself.
This guy's pretty good. We talked about him last time. I mean, you only have to fight the most powerful. It doesn't have to be more powerful than him or anything stupid. Gaining 2 is great on a fight effect. He's got 2 armor, so if their most powerful guy's little, he can do it a bunch of times.
Yeah, I mean, especially, or if it's like a Shadow Self, we know Coda players love Shadow Self.
I think this guy is really good with Smite.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, because you could make him trigger twice in a turn, or trigger him the turn he plays, and he does more damage.
Let's see. Ready and fight.
Okay.
Damage. Yeah.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
You prefer Baldric the Bold, 4 power, 2 armor before fight, which is a little restrictive, and you have to fight the most powerful enemy.
Yep.
Would you prefer to have Eldest Bear with 5 power, assault 3, and it has to be with before fight gaining the 2 amber, but it has to be in the center of your battle line?
Take Eldest Bear because that means I have Untamed instead of Sanctum. Otherwise, I would take Baldric.
Shots fired. Holy macaroni.
Okay.
I think I'd take Baldric. Not having to be in the middle of the battle line is a big deal.
It does make it more playable.
I think this guy actually with Amber Heart isn't terrible. Because he generates enough amber on his fights that if you're warding him and you're killing things and you're generating amber...
Yeah, I'll take a third of
I think it's a risk.
I'll take a third of the 2 for fighting. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. But
he's not a mutant, so I can't make him more powerful. I don't know.
I think he's fine. He's in uncommon. You're not going to be heartbroken to have him.
Yeah, I suppose. He's a little bit
Yeah,
of.
because you said you wanted Dan. You wanted Amber Vault with him, right?
No, Amber Heart.
Amber Heart, not Amber Vault.
Ward
I'm
him,
kind
heal
of fact,
him.
not going to do anything. That's why I'm like, wait.
Yeah, Amber Vault won't do anything. He wants Amber Heart.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it's okay with it. I don't want it.
Oh, well.
That
he
would
doesn't want
insinuate
Sanctum.
I want Sanctum. And
Yeah, he doesn't want Sanctum, period, so.
Yeah.
that's right. Well, I don't know, because Barrister Joy is reprinted, so now Sanctum is playable.
Yeah, Barrister Joya, getting a reprint. Enemy creatures cannot reap. Never mind. I'll say it later. Let's move on to Brett.
Say it now. I want to hear. Barrister Joy. We love Barrister Joy.
Yeah, enemy creatures cannot reap. So.
Yep.
Baronon. I think I said that right. 5 power, 2 armor, Spirit Knight. After a mutant creature enters play, Enraged Baronon, reap, capture 2. Yeah.
I mean, like that, the whole Enrage part with the number of mutants is crummy. A 5/2 with reap, capture 2, that's nothing you'd be heartbroken to own.
No, I think he's very good against anything that's not mass mutation.
Problem is your own mutants enrage him.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of bummer.
Yep. Why was he not print? He should have been printed in AOA. Just saying. But I think overall he's very meh. He might be very good. He might be very poor, depending on the deck. Anything, JR?
No, I got nothing. I mean, what you said was what both of you said was spot on.
I think you got just looking at the sad look on your face, like, oh, like you're so let down by him.
I mean, like, I swear to God, the one time you need him to reap, capture 2 to win the game, they'll have enraged him.
Right. Yeah.
Which means there's a creature on the board, so he has to fight.
Bring low. Pip of Ember every time you play it. Action card that will enhance 1 capture into your deck. Play, capture all but 5 of your opponent's Ember. Distribute among any number of friendly creatures. This seems pretty good.
Yeah.
This is one of the few scaling Ember cards in the set.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is a much... What? Is it better or worse than... It's got to be better than that.
Doorstep?
Doorstep to Heaven, yes. It's got to be better because it just...
It's got to be worse because Doorstep makes the Amber go away. This just banks it so they take it back.
But Doorstep, don't you have to be at 7?
No,
I'm thinking of Vault Keeper, right?
Yeah, and
so
then
many triggers.
The Brobnar one.
Go ahead.
Right. So
Run the stockpiles.
Yeah.
Run the stockpiles is 7. For here, I mean, what's nice is that they're at least allowing you to not capture on 1 creature, but spread it out. But I'd much rather have Doorstep, and it's gone. You go and push high for Amber, it's gone. I do like that they're giving you an Amber. Doorstep has that. I like that the enhanced capture is there. Gets a step down from Doorstep.
Yeah, so let's move in. Equalize, finding itself getting a reprint in the set, along with Free Markets, finding itself getting a reprint in the set. Gizzleheart Standard is an artifact, Pip of Ember every time you play it. Each friendly creature with Ember on it gets +1 armor. Play, exalt a friendly creature.
I like this effect in theory, and it would have been a really good card if it was +1 armor for each Ember on it.
Yes.
But just 1 armor is good, because that's just playing against an Aban the Armorsmith, and his effect is good, but not amazing. And this also has the prerequisite of having the Amber on the guy.
I think this card, if it were to say, each creature with Ember on it gets +1 for each Ember on it, doesn't that make Sanctum playable then at that point?
Makes them pretty good. Still doesn't fix them from all these destroy regardless effects.
Right.
But I think it would actually make them...
It would make them pretty solid.
Functional house.
Right.
Would definitely make them functional. I like the piece that this is coming in. You have a play effect, and it is a static ability. So I enjoy enjoy that. I don't think the +1 armor for any amount of amber is enough. There's a lot of capture here in Sanctum. I definitely think that if we're going to keep it, we definitely need to increase the +1 armor.
Yeah.
I mean, this card isn't bad, but with only a +1 armor on it,
I think it's much better. I think it makes Sanctum playable if it read the other way. I don't think this does. I mean, and you're exalting a creature, so basically the ember you're gaining on it is a moot point, because if the creature that it's on dies, all of a sudden now that one ember, you're at kind of a crossroads and a moot point at that, at that juncture. So gaining the 1 ember pip on it is the least it could have done for you. I think that it should have read, each friendly creature gains +1 armor for each ember on it. That would have made Sanctum, I think, more of a powerhouse.
It also would have made like runaway Pompatus style decks exist.
Yeah, is Pompatus in set?
No, I'm just saying that style of deck where you cannot hurt my creatures in any way. Ha 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 ha.
Well, and that's fine, but don't forget that Gateway to Dis is still in set. You know what I mean? Gateway
there are things, but I have lost to Pompatus decks just because you don't always play a deck with board wipes. You don't always have board wipes.
But I'm saying, like, this card is not, quote unquote, wouldn't be overpowered if it read that way.
Definitely got, even if it said +1 armor per amber, it still wouldn't be great.
Right.
How do you feel if you have 2 of these in your deck? So now you get an amber on a creature and it gets +2 armor. Does that make it good enough? I still don't think that makes it good enough.
No, because you
still have to dinos, but
you still have to exalt the creature. If this is with dinosaurs, I think it's a lot better because you've got Faust. If this is paired with a couple Fausts, making everybody's keys cost what? Keys cost +1 for each creature with ember on it, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
So this paired with a couple of Gizelheart standards plus a couple of Fausts seems pretty decent. I don't know.
What if we went ahead and changed this from how it reads to the ability to basically use the amber stored on creatures?
No.
No.
Armor?
No.
Instead of taking damage, burn an amber off me? Oh, I want this card.
Correct. Like,
Amber Shield.
Does that makes it to that's overpowered?
Oh no,
that's way overpowered.
But even a way to be able to say that when my creature is killed, instead of that captured amber coming back to you, that it goes away. So use it or it goes away. I don't know. I just don't think Gizelheart Standard does enough in order to move things.
Oh yeah, we want it to be better.
Yeah, where it is right now, it's not. It's okay. It's not very. I mean, I think it has the ability to be pretty good, but I don't think it's really honestly going to do what we want it to do. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make Sanctum better. Like, I have a Gizelheart standard in my deck. My deck is now infinitely better because of it. Not really.
The other thing they could have done is if it had like enhanced 3 capture on it,
something
would have been
like
a good combo kind of thing, and still not overpowered that card.
I mean, again, it's at uncommon, so fine, whatever. Not a big
Gorm of Orm.
Gorm of Orm getting a reprint. Potion of Invulnerability getting a reprint. And I'm just going to kind of skip to Radiant Truth because that's also getting a reprint. Let's go through Purify, that mountain of text that it has. Pip of Ember, every time you play it, it is an action. Purge a mutant creature. If you do, discard a card from the top of its controller's deck until you discard a non-mutant creature or run out of cards. If you discarded a non-mutant creature this way, put it into play under its owner's control. This is one card I did read when I was going through them this week. I'm not sure how to feel. Do I play it on my creature? Do I play it on my side? Do I play it on my opponent's side?
If it's their gigantic creature, you purge that giant dumb mutant.
Are all the gigantics mutants?
No, they're not. I think Kong might be.
No.
I think Kong might be, but I don't think the other two are.
Well, anyways, if they have a really good mutant, you purge it, and otherwise, if you have a crummy mutant, you hopefully use him, burn him, go digging. I don't know. I don't really like this card that much, but sometimes it'll do some things.
I'm just at a loss of like where it's good and where it seems like one of those cards that, obviously I'm going to have to make a decision at some point in time, but like, is it good at all? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a huge fan of it the way it reads, but I can see it maybe being good. I'm very confused on it. It's one of those odd cards that I can see being good, but maybe not.
It's another direct purge, so it skips destroyed effects again.
Yeah.
So that's something.
How many mutants have because it's
but
you're
on
only
the other
purging
hand,
a mutant.
That makes it less attractive on yours because a lot of your potential mutants are combo disc creatures that say destroyed, steal one, and this doesn't let you do that.
Right.
Like if I could destroy my mutants that said destroy steal one and then sift through my deck for another creature to put into play, this might be okay. But as it is, there'll be some places where it plays fine.
Yeah.
It'll be real bad in a giant creature deck because you're only going to hit half of your giant creature and it's going to go in the discard.
I mean, but if you get an annoying rad penny that keeps cycling, okay, I can go ahead and purge that creature and then give you something else. Depending on what's in the deck, I think there's some use. I think a little bit more use, I guess.
So I get rid of a rad penny.
Yep.
And then I'm letting them go, basically searching through their deck for a non-mutant card and immediately putting it into play. Meaning on the beginning of their turn, they're going to get to use it right away. I guess that could be good, but that seems like a little bit of a risk.
Also, it's put into play, so it is skipping play effects.
Yeah, that's true. It does skip its play effects.
I mean, like, after reading this card a couple more times, I feel like you're almost always going to want to use it to target your opponent because it skips their destroyed and skip their play effect. So you're trying to minimize the value out of their creatures.
Right.
Is the best I can see for this. I'm not a big fan of this card.
And it does stop when they run out of cards.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like any other searcher.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say we're gonna wait and see on that bad boy.
Yeah, it'll do a little bit of work, but I don't think it's going to be that awesome because there are many decks that only have 2 to 4 mutants in mass mutation, and then if you're playing Coda or Untamed, this card is useless.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Anything outside of mass mutation, it's kind of useless. We're gonna go through the lightning.
So we don't like that card.
Yeah, I think it's a wait and see. We're gonna go through the lightning round. Scrivener Fabian. Yep.
That card's real good.
Real good. We've already talked about it. Shoulder Armor is finding itself getting a reprint. The Spirit's Way finding itself getting a reprint. Armageddon Cloak getting a reprint. We're now into the rares. Let's get into Book of Malfaction.
This is the one that so many people are losing their minds over.
Pip of Ember every time you play it. After your Ember is stolen, put a warrant counter on Book of Malfaction for each Ember stolen. Omni, remove a warrant counter from the Book of Malfaction. If you do, purge a creature.
I think this card is really good.
Seems really good to me.
I second this. This is really good.
I think this card actually needed to be an uncommon.
Oof, yeah, well, because there's a lot of spot steal in this set with the combo creatures and other goofy things that... I mean, it's not quite Coda levels of steal.
Right.
But... and then that it's an Omni, so that means every turn after it has things on it, you don't have to come back to Sanctum to fire it.
And you don't have to use it. So you can just remove warrant counters from it.
No, Omni means...
Does Omni mean you have to use it? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Omni means exhausted.
I'm going to go
Omni is just action any house is what it means.
Yep.
Crumbs on my desk.
So what I think is really powerful is for that's stolen, you're gaining that warrant counter. And so that is going to mess with people on how they think about when they're stealing amber. If I steal 1, but if I'm stealing 2, 3 on a turn, I just put out 3 warrant counters. And the idea of purge, I'm skipping that distract. I do like that they gave us Omni here, so I definitely think that this is a very
This is another though effect that is purge any creature on the board, right? This doesn't have any other limiting targeting effects. Right. So I can kill your little 2-power elusive guy behind double taunt ridiculousness who's causing me troubles, like your Restiguntus. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he just gets blown up, even though you have them all protected and it's real good. Because this, I don't know. I think this card is potentially good. There's certainly going to be some games where it comes out too late to be meaningful, like a lot of cards.
Sure.
Or you're playing against a deck that has 0 steel in it.
Yep.
I'm trying to think, like,
how many decks do we honestly see with 0 steel in it, though?
Squarebus has 0 steel in it. It's all either lose or capture.
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
I'd have to look.
And they definitely exist. All lose or because if they don't have,
it's so rare.
Shadows. If they don't have shadows or the right bits of disc, there isn't steel in some of these other sets. There's so little. The decks do exist. There are going to be times when this card doesn't trigger, but there's going to be so many times where this card is
crazy.
So
I mean, think about this against a quad routine job deck.
The thing with a quad routine job deck, they're still going to steal all their amber because they are already don't think their creatures on board matter.
Yeah.
They're already expecting them all to die. So if you can do it here, in some ways, you purging their creatures out lets them cycle back to their routine jobs faster.
Yes and no, because I think those critters do have some meaning. I mean, even in a routine, like,
depends on the deck.
It depends on the deck, but a lot of those creatures are there to, like, gotta take care of it. I know they're gonna die, but you have to answer it. So it does divert your value.
More valuable against your typical mid decks where it has some steel, but it's not all steel. It's got a little bit of steel, a little bit of capture, some well-rounded amber control. That's where it's going to be better against than like the ridiculous Coda Steel 1000 because most of those decks.
I was going to say, so anything AOA on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Call to action. Okay. It is an action card. Weirdly enough, play ready each friendly night creature. Depending on the build of your deck, this could be real good.
I like readying and using, so I'll take it.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, again, with some Logos action. Logos doesn't have house cheating, do they? I'm just thinking about that now. I don't think there's any house cheating in Logos.
Yeah, there is Seeker of Truth, who is fight. You may fight with a friendly non-sanctum creature.
No, I'm saying Logos, because I was going to say, if you could cheat this card in by house cheating, maybe this has got to be... I'm just trying to think of a way to bust this, because...
No, because it only readies night creatures.
Right, that's why I was saying you got to be able to play them, and then, yeah, it just doesn't work.
No, I mean, this is, you lay down a bunch of knights, the next turn you reap with them, then you play this, they all ready, and they all reap again, right? That's
right.
I mean, like, it's another way to double trigger that...
Well, I was thinking more in the sense of archiving them, and then just... I play all my Sanctum, and it's like 7 nights, and I reap with all of them. Something in that general regard.
Like, it's about my quick look is maybe a 60-40 split that most things are knights.
In Sanctum, yeah. I think almost everything's a knight.
Well, I mean, and this is where you care about that card, because you're only can use the creatures in that house.
I think it's higher than 60-40, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
I think, but...
So it all depends on how many knights you get, because we know there were plenty of night-based... There are other night-based cards, and the decks did not have the knights to support them.
So many knights in this set, but we still... No epic quest in this one, is there? Shame. Let's move into some more reprints. We got 3 more reprints coming up, as you can see. Charge, Eye of Judgment, and Honorable Claim, all finding themselves getting a reprint. Let's just move into Gizelhart's Wrath. Play, destroy each mutant's creature.
Set specific card. Could be okay. Often will do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets you an amber.
Gets you an amber, so why not, right? I mean,
there are worse cards.
Real good against Mass Mutation. Not so
real
great
okay.
against everything
I wonder
else.
what the actual number of mutants is. I'm betting it's
in set?
6 or 8. No, that are in each deck. Actual average number of mutants.
Roger. I'm just going to take real quick. For those of you who don't know, we decided to start... I decided because of an email that I received, a lot of people asked me, since we're doing this, they wanted to see what we were looking at as we were looking at it and be able to watch a video. So we are streaming this on the YouTube channel.
So you can see me look bored in person.
Yeah, so you can see Dan. He doesn't look bored. He really doesn't.
That's JR.
Yeah, either way... Firewall Dragon is put in the chat. He goes, he is one of my older subscribers from yesteryear, and he wants to know if I still watch wrestling.
Did we wrestle?
Yeah, and the answer is yes. I still do. I still do watch wrestling. It's just we're at where we're at. You know, this is the direction I decided to choose as far as content. So let's keep kind of moving on. Here we go. Lady Lorena. She is a 6-power, 3-armor Spirit Knight, Taunt. Lady Lorena's Taunt also applies to its neighbor's neighbor. Boy, could they have worded this any worse.
No, I actually think the wording is spot on to create a nice taunt chain.
I understand what the wording is. I have a feeling that us as a community are going to try to break it and bust it. I don't know how we're going to do it yet because I haven't looked, but somehow they're going to be like, well, does it mean that if this and this and this and if it's next to if it's next to a this and a this and a this, you know what I mean? We're going to take those cards from other sets that you're not going to see really played with a Lady Lorena and try to make it gross. But either way, I think good card. That's my opinion. JR, go.
I'm liking the taunt for some protection on that amber control for capture. I like power 3 armor, and I like the constant ability that's coming in of providing essentially a taunt chain. So This card, I'm definitely a fan of from what's here in the rare slots if I have to go ahead and play Sanctum.
Dan.
Yeah, good card.
Good card.
I mean, it is a good taunter. Probably best taunter that's ever been printed, maybe.
Close. Besides Titan Guardian. I like Titan Guardian a lot.
Yeah, Titan Guardian's really good. Shadow Self is not a taunter, but
he's not a taunter, but he acts as one.
This seems pretty good. I don't know if you want 2 of them, but...
No, I probably don't. I probably just want...
In the rare slot, you're not going to see a ton of those decks, and I'm okay with
Lord I hate this card. Lord Goltha, seeing it fighting itself, getting a reprint. Mantle of the Zealot also finding itself getting a reprint. I wish when they did reprints, they would get new art. Am I the only one on that? Or, give it new art. Same card, same description, just give it some new art.
Nah. I don't know. I start to know cards by art, so I don't want to see change of art.
Okay, well. Mad Prophet Gizelhart, we've already gone through a few times. Anybody's opinion changed on the Mad Prophet since we reviewed him probably 6 to 8 weeks ago?
Nope, there isn't enough damage amber pips to make it some kind of thing.
I agree. I think he's kind of meh. And he's got to be at the center of a battle line. That ability just isn't powerful enough to make me want to grab him. Let's keep moving through. We're going to go through some more reprints. A lot of rares reprinted for Sanctum. Mighty Lance being reprinted. One Stood Against Many, which I think is a very good card, getting a reprint. Opal Knight getting a reprint. Master of the Gray is one of the new cards. Your opponent cannot resolve bonus icons on cards they play. 4 power, 1 armor, human monk.
I like this in sealed right now.
I like it.
This is really good.
I think it's really good at anything right now. Especially against like anything, man. I mean, can you imagine? We've played against the Dust Pixie shenanigans decks and you can't resolve those you can't resolve those bonus pimps. Woo, woo. She's good. I like her. Unfortunately, all these good cards are rare, so I think we're gonna have a little AOA suffrage here shortly because all the cards that are really, really good are in the rare slot, which means you're not gonna see a ton of them, which is kind of sad.
That was the exact piece that I saw, Wookie, is that if I want to be playing Sanctum, I want to see the rare cards, and unfortunately, they're just going to come out few and far.
It would be nice if there was such a thing as like all the cards you get in the house were rare, like every card. I don't know what you'd call that. Remember what they used to call God packs back in the day when you crack open a pack and every card was rare? Am I the only one who remembers that?
Well,
okay.
No. I mean, I remember it from sports cards that they'd have hot boxes.
Yeah, hot boxes. That was sports cards, but I mean, like WWE.
I mean, that sort of already exists. I mean, there isn't a 36 rares, but I mean, there are 13 and 14 rare decks out there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I should look into that. I've never seen any of those decks ever.
It's just odd because Keyforge is really being able to have the common and to a lesser extent uncommon cards that are highly playable, and that's what makes the game churn because you're seeing them time and time again. And a little bit of what we saw with AOA is that some of the rare cards were cards that we wanted to see, and you just didn't see enough of them.
Right.
And so that worries me a bit with Sanctum. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Orb of Wonder. This is going to be weird. Finding itself with a reprint. It was a whatchamacallit card.
Worlds Collide Anomaly.
Yeah, Worlds Collide Anomaly. So there's one of the prints we're finding. Let's move into Purifier of Souls. 5 power.
Right, you're going to go ahead and skip over that. I think we wanted to be able to see the anomalies come in. This is definitely here.
Yeah.
And I will take a search card. So, yeah, there's a lot of artifact destruction that we're seeing here in Mass like this to be able to go and search for the exact card I want. Thank you for putting it in.
I liked it better as an anomaly.
And last time we were uncertain about other anomalies, no other anomaly cards show up in this set.
Yep.
And they, in their last cast, they said one of the other anomaly cards is already in the next set.
Yeah.
Like one of the regular print cards, and then in the role-playing book, like
we
talked
saw
about last time,
the
the
Red
House
Baron.
of. Yep. I think we also skipped over how bad Opal Knight is in this set for.
We kind of did. I mean, yeah, he's real bad.
Real bad.
Almost every power, almost everything in Sanctum is either 4 or 6.
There is one common creature that is odd. Actually, most of the uncommons are odd, though. So it's interesting. But he kills most of his common friends.
But I liked Orb of Wonder much, much better when it was in
any other house.
Yeah, in any other house. Because now my search card is in Sanctum. Which I guess fine, whatever. I don't want to see Sanctum when I'm cracking decks. This Sanctum could very well be the Brobnar of this, Worlds Collide Brobnar of this set.
Yes.
No, because dinos already have that spot.
Oh, you think so? I don't know, man. I think
as an anomaly, did the exist? If you had seen what I have seen, you'd be mad too. The Mad Prophet Gizelheart.
Yeah.
So actually, once we saw Mad Prophet Gizelheart, kind of tell us which house it would be in, which is interesting.
Huh.
I'm curious if the other anomalies, looking at the text, if that will help us give us.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even look at the text.
Yeah. I just saw it right now. But...
Yeah, the flavor. But Purifier of Souls, 5 power, 2 armor, human priest, destroy effects, cannot trigger. Another great card in the rare slot.
This one is dual-sided.
It is. I don't want my Sanctum.
Purge effects you have in Sanctum, they weren't getting any of their destroyed effects anyways.
I guess.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that card. it's okay.
I think it's real good as long as you don't have dis.
I think it's just really, really whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we'll wait and see on that one. JR, what's your thoughts? You'll be the tiebreaker on Purifier of Souls.
I will go ahead and actually play. I don't know enough. I don't see enough information right now to make that decision. Let's play with it.
Fair enough. I hate this card. Seraphic Armor finding itself getting a reprint. Vault Keeper getting a reprint. And the last card we have in the rare slot is Vimos Lightbringer. Again, it is a reprint. So a lot of rares getting reprinted for Sanctum. And then obviously at the end we have all of the special rarity cards. The Dino Knight, the Techno Knight, the Lyco Knight, the Umbra Knight, and the Xeno Knight. All of them doing the same things as all the other special rarity creatures in the set.
Talk about meat, though, is when Sanctum gets a Amber Vault. Because, I mean, like, the little one in this would be a 6-2 then with an Amber Vault out, and the big guy's an 8-2.
They are larger, yeah.
They're big, and they got armor. Sanctum is going to potentially have an exceptionally sticky board.
I want to say that's so bad that you're right. But then I see things like...
Well, then they get Gateway. Gateway is definitely a thing that's going to happen to them.
There's Gateway.
But there's going to be games where when you have a Gateway deck that I open up with some silly 4 Sanctum creatures as my first turn, and you're just never going to be able to answer them. Because your Gateway's somewhere late. They're big enough that they will be trouble, even though they don't have other great effects necessarily. Although, I don't know, actually, of all the combo creatures, because of their size, you're likely to get some of these reap effects and the fight effect. Those 2 creatures, the Techno Knight and the Xeno Knight, those 2 cards could potentially make Sanctum efficient to where you can sit around and dink around with Sanctum for a while, filtering out your hand and getting ready to do something else cool. Because they're big enough to actually do it. Where in some of the other houses where you want to do it, in Logos, they're so little that they may just get smushed.
All right, JR, give us your final thoughts on Sanctum as we wrap them up.
I like Sanctum as a house before I played Coda. Let's leave it there. I mean, they're back, but at the same time, I just don't think the capture mechanic has ever held up. I'm sad in that NC are coming out in rares and honestly won't have a dramatic impact on the game. I do think that the mutant creatures have if I have to play Sanctum and I get 3 Sanctum decks, I don't know. It's still a little bit scattered for me, and it's not.
Dan, what do you got? Final thoughts on Sanctum here.
Sanctum in a vacuum, it just doesn't do it for me. But as I'm looking through these cards in Sanctum, I think they're potentially an amazing support house because there are so many decent combos with dinos because of the capture synergies. There is some really good synergies with Star Alliance because some of the best upgrades in this set exist in here. So them upgrade Star Alliance Voltron-y things we've been talking about, to make that trigger, you might need Sanctum to get some of their things like shoulder armor or Sephiric armor and these kinds of things to actually keep those guys alive, make them tough enough to survive. I think I'm actually, after looking, I think I hate Sanctum a little less, but it may be that the stuff you actually want is all in the rare slot, so it's going to be few and far between where you actually want them. But I can see some real good cross-house synergies on their own. They don't do enough on their own to make me excited, but some cross-house synergies that are playing around in my mind. I think there might be some really good stuff here.
I see some potential. Not enough for me to rock them into the top 3. But let's see. We've gone through 6 houses now. Let's rank them out and kind of go from there. JR, what's your ranking right now?
I definitely think Logos sticks there. I'm still sticking by my piece of Star Alliance last week. I think Dis and Star Alliance are pretty close. But I'm going to go Logos, Star Alliance. From there,
you got Saurian.
I know.
Untamed.
Oh, it wasn't from me. That's the question. I just think at this point that I'm going to put Sanctum. I need to be able to play Sanctum and Untamed, but I'm thinking right now Sanctum is going to go above Untamed, and the reason being is for some of the taunts and some of the bodies. I may come back to bite and eat those words, but right now I'm going to go with Logos, Star Alliance, Dis, Sanctum, Untamed, Saurian.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I got Logos, Dis, Star Alliance as my top 3. My bottom 3, I don't know. It is Untamed and Sanctum is a tough one to see which one's which. But I think I'm gonna go with you. I think I'm gonna go Sanctum, Untamed, Saurian. Dan, you got final say. What shall it be?
I think I'm going Sanctum, Saurian, Untamed.
Okay.
For my bottom 3, only because I think they're Sanctum and Saurians on their own. Neither one of them do a lot for me, but I see cross-house stuff happening in both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a deck, I'm still of the opinion that Untamed doesn't do anything special, doesn't help anybody else out, and I mean, like, it maybe on average their cards are a little better, but they don't have enough synergies to want them in a deck. I think I'd rather have one of these other 2 houses that may be weaker on its own, but when in combination with my other cards, are going to be better.
Okay. And top 3, you still got what? Logos, Dis, Star Alliance, or Logos, Star Alliance, Dis?
Logos, Dis, Star Alliance.
Logos, Dis, Star Alliance. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us this week. Again, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do enjoy the live stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I don't know if this is going to be a normal thing. This is something I wanted to try out. Just because, again, I've gotten quite a few emails of people wanting to, like, I don't know, watch what we're doing. We'll kind of figure this more out. This was something I kind of pulled out last minute. Just decided I was playing around with Streamlabs OBS, and I was like, I wonder if we could do it. And I did find a way to do it. So if you like it, let me know. You guys can still find it in all the normal podcasting places available to you. So if you're not a fan of video, like Dan isn't, because Dan hates YouTube, you can still find it where all your local podcasts.
I knew what YouTube was. JR didn't know what YouTube was.
No, you just hate YouTube. I didn't say
never heard of this. Never heard of this YouTube.
This you.
Just kidding.
Okay, so you need to put up a new level on your Patreon.
Okay.
And if they hit it, they get to choose what you wear.
They get to choose what I wear?
Oh goodness!
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and
I don't care.
What's wrong with
put
my
in for the Patreon just so I don't have to see that hideous yellow shirt.
What is wrong with my shirt?
How much does it cost to make you shave?
To make me shave? Oh man, I don't know. I mean,
Rookie.
You know, are you guys telling me my wife lied to me?
Yes.
Because she's like, I like the goat.
We're not talking about what. I'm gonna go with yes.
You're just gonna go with yes. So yeah, my Amanda's like, I like the goatee. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep it around for a little bit.
All
so
right.
I mean, that is what it was.
Whoever keeps her.
Lifey, you're good.
Yeah. So I mean, I asked her like a dozen times, like, are you sure it looks all right? And she's like, yeah, no, it looks real good. With your haircut, it blends the two, or it gives contrast. Whatever. I don't know what she was talking about.
For like $20, we could make him wear like a Sanctimonious T-shirt on his podcast. That'd be good.
You'd also have to buy me the T-shirt because I don't own one.
Yeah, well.
I actually debated about wearing it today.
And I'm not going to fit in either of your shirts.
Oh.
Let's just. I mean, For me to wear one of your guys' shirts, that's going to take a pretty, I mean, I'm not going to lie, that's going to take a pretty hefty donation, because that might come below my nipples. Like, it would be right here, and you yeah, it would be a what do they call that? A crop top, right? Yeah, it would be a crop top on me, like, for sure. So that's going to do it for us this week, guys. Again, all the stuff we said, kind of goes forward. Let me know how you like it, how you don't. I know we kind of there was a few times where things got choppy, but we'll work. I'll work on that.
Yeah.
It might be my fault. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. So we will see you guys all next week.